I'm making this video. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, and I hope I can get out what I'm trying to get out logically, and um, I hope I get everything in order so you can kind of understand where I'm coming from, what the purpose is of this video. I don't like videos that ramble on. I like videos that get to the point, so I'm going to try and keep it short also. But I just wanted to talk about how dark the world is and how much darker it's become. Um, I've always felt ever since I was younger that there was something wrong with the world, and I always questioned who we were, why we were here, what is our purpose, why are we struggling so much, why are things so hard, why do others struggle more than others, it seems, and why do some have situations worse than others? Why is that? Why can everything not be perfect? Why can everything not be easier? And it wasn't until a few years ago that I had come to the realization that all this is not by accident, and that we are in a system that is, for the most part, designed to make us suffer, designed to keep us in line. Um, it's a system that basically has been made to make us feel like there's birth, we're born, we go to school, we get educated, we go to work, we pay bills, we try to afford a living, and hopefully after that you get a decade or two, hopefully, if you're in health and you can afford it, you can retire and not have to work. Doesn't mean you're not going to be helping other friends or family members and supporting them in what they're doing or what they're going through. And then you die, and then that's it. And I always thought that there was much more to this life than what there is. And I feel that there is much more to this life than what there is. And what we're being sold and what we're being told and the system that we have to function in is just propagated towards making us think that we are insignificant and that our lives mean absolutely nothing. And yeah, that is the routine. You are born, you go to school, you work, you pay your bills, you die. And that's not the case, because yes, our human bodies do die, and they either are going to go into the ground or they're going to be cremated or whatever it is that the family decides to do with you at the time of your death. But inside you, your soul lives on, and it's eternal, and it lives forever. And that is how it was created. And I'm not making a religious video or a political video or a theological video here. I'm just stating what I feel and what I've observed over the last few years and what I've researched and how I've come to this feeling. And ever since I've researched this more and more, I've come to realize that the world is a much more darker place, and it gets a little bit darker every day, I feel, just in the way that people treat each other, the way humanity is towards humanity, and how I feel that the ruling class, the higher ups, the ones that rule us, the politicians, the leaders, the great minds that are being forced upon us, the great thinkers of our time and in the past, I feel that it's a different class, and that it just is not looking at our best intentions and looking to make life easier for us. I think it's the exact opposite. I think they hate humanity, and I think that they really do not like us and just want to see us continue to suffer and not do well. And regardless of whoever you want to call it, the Illuminati, the secret societies, I'm not going to get into any of that here. There's plenty of other channels that have great information and other sites that you can research and look up all this information. But you have to know, and I think most people do know, deep down inside that something is wrong and something is really not right in this world, but maybe they're afraid to voice that opinion or talk to anybody about it because there will be fear that they'll be ostracized or be made fun of in the circles that they're in, whether it's work or school or even in your own families. You can get ostracized by talking about things like this, thinking you're crazy or you're a conspiracy theorist and all these other things. But I just feel that the more we look at movies and television and listen to music and books, that there is an agenda that's being placed before us. And once you have the eyes to see and you research these things, it becomes more evident that, yeah, this is a dark place and we are in a battle and there is a real struggle going on. And the struggle is for your soul. And the soul is eternal, and your soul is what's going to live forever, and it has to reside somewhere where you die, when you die. And there is an enemy against us, an enemy of our soul, that does not have the option to make the right decisions and choices, that is going to place him in the situation after death, to give him the gift of eternity and put us in our former estate from where we came, which is where we belong and which is where we will thrive forever in a positive way. The enemy does not have that option, and his minions and his armies of darkness do not have those options. And that is why they hate humanity so much, and they are warring against us so much. And a lot of it is really shown when you see these movies. Part of the reason I'm making this video is I just saw Endgame. And, all right, yeah, it was a good movie. Effects were great. But it's telling you in plain sight that this is the end game. It's the war against humanity. The battle of an army of light against an army of total darkness and wanting nothing but destruction. And these movies are costing billions of dollars to make. And you're not just going to make a $1 billion movie and throw $1 billion out the window for no reason. You're going to put an agenda in there and a theme in there and get your point across to some extent, at the same time still entertaining people. So for the most part, the masses are not going to latch onto it. But that is exactly what it's about, and you see it more and more in these movies. And you see it more and more in these movies that death is such a horrible, bad thing and such a terrible thing, because it's showing that it's the death to oneself, to the id, if you will, if you want to go there, the Freudian term. Because the self is dead, and the self is no longer existing, and you are no longer existing. You're done. Your light has been shut off. But that is not the case, because your soul is what lives on, and your soul never shuts off. And the darkness cannot envelope the light, and we have a light inside of us. We have the light inside of us. Darkness cannot envelope the light. When you look down a dark corridor or a dark hallway, or you step into a pitch black room and you put a flashlight on, the flashlight illuminates the room. It lights up the room. It lights a path in the room. The darkness cannot envelope and cover up that light. And it's the same thing in this life. Darkness cannot cover up this light that we have inside of us. It's impossible. And more we're being told that we are nothing and we are insignificant, and more we have so many things going against us. Whatever your beliefs are, whatever your thoughts are. I mean, whether you're talking about chemtrailing or the food that's been being forced on us, or now we have all these things with vaccinations. I'm in the medical field, and we have all these diseases coming back that were extinct for years, and the way to fight them with the measles was to sit in a room with other people who have the measles. And now we're being told, no, you got to be vaccinated, and if you're not vaccinated, your kids can't go to school and you cannot go to work if you're not properly vaccinated. And it's just all these things that just don't make sense and are being thrown at us. I work in the medical field, like I mentioned. I've never seen more people come in with upper respiratory infections, allergies, sinus infections, asthma, bronchial infections than I have in the last few months. And a lot of that has to do with all the crap that we're breathing in that we've never breathed in before, because the spraying of the sky is getting so heavy. And I'm not going to get into anything here now because I want to keep this video short, but you can research all this stuff, and there's plenty of information out there. And I do urge you to open your mind and look at these things before this information is shut down and censored and taken away, and this world does become a dark light. Thank you for listening to this video. Please comment below. I do want to go a little bit further on this video and, get into it a little bit more in the future. And I'm hoping you guys are open-minded to that. Subscribe, keep looking, and once again, thank you, and have a great day.